hom reg?
Ek dink so.
But first,
We are in the Audi e-tron this morning, doing a range test. I'm going to zero everything. So the car says we've got a range of 329 kilometers. And we are at 14. Oh, live. Yes, live. What does the Audi e-tron do and how far can you really go? So currently we are at 329 kilometers at a full charge. So, oh well, almost full, but it's very close. So let us see what we do, how far we go, and if we can charge it maybe somewhere at the platteland, maybe make some friends, steal someone's power, or borrow their power, not that we can give it back. So let's go. So currently we're being held up driving 80 on the highway by our fuel, which is a coal truck.
a week later.
When you're overtaking your source of power, or well, your fuel, which is coal. Thank you for giving us power. So we're going to put the car on all road, which will then raise our ride height via the standard air suspension on the e-trons. So the car is now lifted. So now we can set off. This car is not fitted with the 360-degree cameras, so I have to manually make sure I do not scrape the 21-inch rims of the car lent by us by Audi. Thank you, Audi, again for trusting us with your vehicle and not giving us the charger as well, so we can't drive away with it and disappear into the horizon, because it's really a good car. It's a very nice car, especially if you get it for free. So driving up here, I'm basically not doing too much. You can see our range actually increased on our way down from 106 kilometers to 108 kilometers range. So that's what the whole theme of this car is: slow driving and braking. The regenerative portion of it makes the car really stand out, and it gives you that extra range. So when driving in town, I do suspect you're going to get easily a 50 to 60 kilometers of range extra. So you might get that. It's not going to be close to it's going to be closer to the claimed 440 kilometers, but I don't know, maybe if you're driving 60 the whole time and there's a lot of downhills, countryside downhills, maybe you're going to get closer to that claimed 400 kilometers. But currently I don't see that. Being well in South Africa with our climate, with the conditions, towns being, places where we need to go is not as close to one another, so you're going to drive quite far and for longer periods than the stop and goes that you'd find in town driving. So this platteland, or little smaller town, is much smaller, so there's not much traffic, not much opportunity for the car to actually regen. So up hills, we found that the car really uses a little more energy. I think it's down to the weight of the car. The car has to work harder. The motors uses more energy to go up. So you can see just on that little portion we did, we started at 108, so we used up 2 kilometers. So our range is now at 106 kilometers. So other than that, I think the car really does shine in terms of comfort.
Definitely.
Comfort, I mean, we were driving up there. I think if we were in a Fortuner, it would have been a little bit more on the rocks. You guys couldn't see it now, but we'll edit in a few clips that you can see where the rocks are. So the rocks that we actually went over, which is quite big stuff that should actually, you know, tilt the car a little bit more. So the air suspension on the car is really does stand out. You can see that the car comes from a platform of the Q7, which also has a brilliant air suspension system, and I believe that there's a few people that said, a few other car journalists that said that the Q7 at its time was one of the best air suspensions out there in the market, even comparing it to, you know, the likes of Rolls-Royce air suspension systems. So after a few days with the Audi e-tron, it's a brilliant car. It is really one of the best examples of what an electric car can and should be. The only big downfall, but I think that's with all the electric cars, is its range and range anxiety. So because we didn't have the charger, range anxiety really kicked in, so you needed to plan a lot more. Driving to a place where we didn't know if we can charge or not, there was a charger that worked, but the system in South Africa we weren't familiar with, so we couldn't charge our car because it doesn't work with prepaid. You had to register, get a card via email or courier, get that card, and then you can charge the car. So imagine driving from Nelspruit all the way to Alzu, and then, because that's the first charging station, and then getting there with a 10 or 15% battery, knowing you forgot the card at home and you can't charge your car, and opening your frunk and seeing that your wife never packed in the charger. Imagine how difficult that few days would be. And phoning the AA, they're most probably not going to bring you a generator or a charger or anything that is compatible with your car. So you're going to have to roll back your car back to your home just because you ran out of range, ran out of battery. So to summarize basically what we've learned with the car, this specific e-tron is the 55 e-tron. It is the base model you get in South Africa currently. It's priced at 2 million rand. Damn! So the big question, would I buy a 2 million rand electric car on top of a 2 million rand petrol or diesel car? Yes and no. So yes, I will come to now, but no, because of the range, the lack of charges, the lack of the infrastructure you get currently in the lower Veld area. There's one charger, or there was two there's basically one charger currently in a 80 kilometer area, which is an 80 kilowatt charger, and a 22 kilowatt charger in the same station, that is at the Alzu petrol port on the N4. And then there's one at Highveld Mall, which is under construction currently. So basically in the Middelburg, Witbank or Menlyn area, you've got one charger. So you either have to have friends or family in this area, or tell the place where you're going to sleep over that you're going to have to use the power, and quite a lot of it, and you're going to sleep for a day or day and a half here to make sure that your car is fully charged, especially if you're going to drive it to the limit. So no, I won't buy it for the range and for the practicality point of it. Would I buy it because it's comfortable? Yes. Would I buy it because it's good looking? Yes. Would I buy it because it is different? Yes. It is a trend. It is like owning one of the first new iPhones, or one of the latest curved televisions, or an 8K television. It is not practical. It is not, you don't get content for 8K television. Having the best iPhone does not make your life better. You don't answer a call easier or quicker. Vodacom does not send the signal to your phone first. So it does not make your life better in any way other than being more comfortable, having a nice car to drive. So would I buy it for one reason, and that is because it's freaking cool to drive an electric car? Yes. If I had the money to spend on being cool and having one of the latest gadgets out there, which in this case is a car and not a cell phone or a TV, yes, I would buy an electric car. And Audi would be on the top of my list to test out, to test drive, and to purchase in South Africa. Yes, that was no clickbait you saw earlier. We are going to race a Audi e-tron 55 against a Toyota Supra. Before you complain on the comments, we know it's two completely different cars that have completely different places in the motoring world. The one is a family SUV and the other a weekend sports car. On paper, the Supra should eat the Audi for breakfast, but what we want to show you is the real world performance 1,200 meters above sea level on an unprepped surface, kinda like most SA roads, to be honest. With the Audi being more than a ton heavier than the Supra thanks to its batteries, how far do you think it's going to lose against the Supra? And now, what does an electric car sound like? And away we go. The Audi e-tron is quick, modern, different, and ticks almost all of the boxes. But there is one big issue in South Africa that currently dims the wow factor of all electric cars, not just the Audis. And that is reliable, clean energy from Eskom. Until then, petrol and diesel cars are still our personal preference. A big shout out and thank you to Audi Center Middelburg for making this video possible. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Ciao.